As photographers and business owners, we have a lot of questions that pop up every day and every week. You may not have a community of people who truly understand what it's like to be building a photography business. So who do you turn to for advice? Where do you ask your burning questions? Where do you get feedback on your pricing, website, marketing, portfolio, and more? Sure, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of free Facebook communities for photographers. You can absolutely post your questions in there. But how do you know if the input and advice you received is legit? How do you know if the person who answered has a successful portrait or wedding photography business? How do you know that they're qualified to answer your question and that the feedback you got is good advice? Bottom line is that you don't know. It's a risky move to rely on the advice of some random person online. This is one of the reasons why all of our students inside the Booked Photographer Mentorship get access to multiple live implementation clinics, aka Q&As, every month that are personally hosted by myself and our team of coaches, all who have actually built their own sustainable photography business following the Booked Photographer's methodology. And lucky for you, I'm sharing one of those live implementation clinics with you right now. Hey friends, Heather Chesky here, the creator of the Booked Photographer. After being unexpectedly laid off from my steady day job well over a decade ago, I built a multiple six-figure photography business while simultaneously raising my babies and homeschooling. And I did this with zero formal business training and in the middle of a saturated area. Now, in the beginning, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought it was possible to make a consistent living as a photographer, but they were wrong. It's absolutely possible to make a great living as a photographer, and I can show you how. Every week, we put out new videos to help portrait and wedding photographers attract their ideal clients and fill their calendar so they can consistently contribute to their family finances. But here's the catch. We are not about grinding it out or neglecting your marriage or your children or your sleep. After all, what's the point of building a business if you lose or miss out on life's most important relationships? So here we put God first, family second, and only pursue the most impactful things in marketing and business, not the things that waste your valuable time and won't make a bit of difference at the end of the day. If that resonates with you, stick around, subscribe, and enjoy. Okay, my friend, so the implementation clinic you are about to view was recorded live in July 2023. You'll see me provide a live website review, answer questions about how to break into a new photography niche, and the interworkings of a successful model call, and so much more. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I think we are all set to go. I'm just gonna give it a hot second for everything to load up. Hey, Erin! How are you? It's been a while.
Great. I know it has been. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? How's Florida life and summertime?
Wonderful.
Good. Good. That's awesome. Did anything fun this summer?
Our friends are in town from Massachusetts. So we just hit up Legoland and like lots of beach time.
Nice. So a couple of years ago, I think this was back in 2018 or 2019, we went to Orlando and did the whole Disney thing. And like, I didn't like it. And I know there's probably like, people are like, Disney's like the best, but we did not like it because it was so overcrowded. And then one day we just went to Legoland with my boys and oh my gosh, it was the best ever.
It's like paradise. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And it wasn't so overcrowded. There weren't like lines that you'd have to wait in for hours. And so like, I am a Legoland fan now. So my boys have been begging to go back ever since. And of course, you know, the closest one, I think they just opened up a new one in New York City, but that's still states away from me. So,
yeah,
you know, well, cool. And then Sarah is on and so is Lewis. And so we're also streamed into the Facebook group as well. Let me just double check to make sure that is going right because I want to pin this post too. Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome.
Great. All right. Give me just a hot second I don't see my video yet. I want to make sure. Oh, here it is. I'm going to pin it at the very top. And let's see. We'll pin it. Luis, how are you? You finally came out on camera.
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Awesome. I'm good. All right. So let's go ahead and dive on in. And let's see, this is the screen I want to share. And let's see who is up first. Erica is joining us. All right, too many tabs. All right, individual. Yes, Erica is up first. She just walked in the Zoom room. Awesome. So Erica, feel free to unmute yourself. We'll go through this together. Oh, wait, actually, yes, this is the right Erica. We have a few Ericas in here. I had to double check. So Erica is saying, to refresh your memory, I updated my website. When I first joined the class at the time, the feedback was that there's too much white on my website and need more graphics and bigger pictures. Then my career switched to Wix and I updated again, but then I put way too much graphics and was suggested that I tone it down quite a bit because all the people would be able to see what the graphics and not my pictures. So at that time, you kindly said that as I finished a page at a time, I could put it in the group for you to review. Yes, we did this with my homepage a couple weeks ago, and I'm super happy with what I have. I was able to update the rest of my web pages in a quick succession, mostly in this weekend. Would you review my senior page? Absolutely, let's do that. Anything specific, Erica, on the senior page?
I changed everything. I changed the copy. I changed just the layout. I changed the whole thing. So if you want to just dive right in and take a look, that'd be great.
Yes. So, and when I'm doing website reviews, and actually we do have a couple of them today, I always like to get group feedback as well, because if there's like a typo or something, it's really helpful for like everybody to kind of like chime in or just put it in the chat box as well. So here is Erica's website. Starts off with a testimonial. My daughter and I really loved her session. Lily was really comfortable with Erica. Erica adjusted the session to fit Lily's unique style. That's from Jennifer. I would actually recommend, Erica, that you put the congrats senior first to make it super clear that the senior is on the right page.
Perfect.
It like calls them out. I love that you have a testimonial like front and center too. So I would just kind of like shift the order, put this ahead of it, but I do feel like it would also need a picture. Are you able to make this right up here with your logo smaller?
You want the logo smaller?
Yeah, because I do feel like it takes up so much. And I feel like if I were on my phone, like it'd be like half my phone.
Yeah, I can. I think I can anyway. I'll take a look, but I'm pretty sure I can make it smaller.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I definitely recommend that. And that way we can see, I would say have this be first. And I would also encourage having like a photo with it. So whether it's like maybe you split the page in half and have like a photo on one side and then the congrats senior, just to, so it's not all wordy. Look how far you've come. This is your world, your year, not your world. Time to celebrate you. You're not like anyone else, so your session will be unique and tailored just to you. While feeling beautiful in this memorable time of your life, fashionista or into drama, dance, at Erica. Awesome. You'll love the way you look. Awesome. Okay, so I do like what you're saying here. I would say, so this is also like, a lot of words too.
Right. I know.
Yeah. And I have this challenge too, because I tend to really like writing. And so whenever I write something, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm writing a novel.
Right.
So I'm not saying to take any of this away. I'm saying, let's go ahead and add some photos. Are you able to switch any of these icons to maybe like a little photo or like a little series of 3 photos?
Maybe.
Okay.
That's probably possible.
Yeah, that might be easier to break it up. And then also to like, if not, I would say this section is the most important, what I've highlighted here, because it kind of gets the points across. And then so like, if you like, you know what I'm talking about? Like if you split the page in half and you have a photo on this side,
that
the words on this side, and then the testimonial. I would also add a call to action. And that like keep scrolling to learn more about, you know, your like just like say like keep scrolling or click here or something. I would say something like keep scrolling to or scroll down to learn more about, you know, your unique senior session with Erica Basil. Is it Basil?
It's Basil.
Basil. Yeah. Okay. And then you have another testimonial. Awesome. Let's see, there's no such thing as a one size fits all when it comes to seniors.
So what I've found as I've been talking to the senior parents here is that so far, none of them have cared about hair and makeup, and none of the teens have either. Now, I think once I start pulling from Naples, they will, but
Yes.
everybody wants experience. They want 2 or 3 sessions. So that's why I kind of split this up like this to give the option for 2 or 3 sessions, or just 1 session, or a session with hair and makeup.
Okay. So have you sold any of these? Have you explained this to any of your clients as of yet?
Yeah, so I've got 3 or 4 sessions lined up for the fall with the senior experience double sessions. And so that's a $500. So that's 2 sessions with $500 session fee. And then I've told them it's a minimum $2,000 requirement.
Nice.
And they've been okay with it.
Nice.
I
Okay.
just said, you can get to that like that with an album. Most seniors want an album. They're like, okay, and we'd like a picture for the wall too. So
Perfect.
that's what I'm selling.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay. So then most people are drawn to this one, right?
correct.
Okay. And then how do people feel about these other, have you sold any of these other ones?
I haven't.
So
So
what's stopping
but I
you
don't-
from just doing this one hardcore?
I'm doing that one. And I have had, the reason why I have the one on the left there, and I haven't really settled on a price, is because I have had some people ask for 3 sessions, and that one will include 3 sessions. So if you click any of those pictures, there's an anchor then that goes right down to where I explain it a little better.
Okay. And then the most popular, I do like you have the most popular on there. Erica.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I look at your website, the coloring is different.
I know. I don't have it.
You gotta pick some colors and stick with it, girl. Okay. So you know what? Okay, have you sent this out to people yet? Have you gotten feedback from actual clients on this yet?
No, no clients have seen that. I initially have pitched people like the 90-minute session, and then people have gone, but they want an experience. They want 2 or 3 sessions. And so this was just in talking to clients and hearing what they wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nobody's even seen this yet.
So, okay. So I'm kind of torn, and let me tell you why. I personally feel like it's a lot of options to have 4 different session types on your website. I feel like the point of a website is just like, hey, let's go ahead and schedule a call. And then I'm going to tell you on the call, based on what you want, which option is best for you.
Right. Okay.
That's my personal thought process.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, I do believe like everything is worth testing. And because as you've explained this to people, you've explained it to them over the phone. Yes.
Right. Correct.
And it's made sense. Like, I guess you could leave it here, but I mean, at the other time, like, is it going to make sense on a website format versus on a conversation on the phone?
Yeah. I don't know. I was just trying to kind of come up with something,
Yeah.
So, but I can take it out and I could put that kind of thing on an Adobe page instead.
I think it would be a better fit for that. Or like the other option would be like, if you don't, I do feel like, well, and I feel like other different photographers are going to have different opinions on this. I just feel like maybe like we don't have enough people to have tested this yet. So like, I feel like we need to wait until people see this. And my concern, or like maybe down here, like not sure what's right for you, schedule a call with me. So like you're addressing, okay, like you don't have to know what you want right now. We'll discuss it on the phone. Maybe that's the route to go. Like, these are the options. You don't have to know what you want. I'm going to help you through that process. So, click here to schedule a call.
Okay, cool.
Make sense?
Yep, I can do that.
And then in addition to that, I would pick some brand colors and stick with them. I think the last time I saw your site, you had all teal.
So no, it's close to kind of, on the front page, it's kind of like close to like a gold color that's kind of like that top right hand one, but more gold than that color.
Okay. Yeah, I would.
And really just black, white, and gold if we just go with the homepage, right?
If honestly, so like when I first started my business, I had purple and teal as my colors. And then like I got really tired of that really quickly. And then like I took away the purple and I just stuck with the teal and then like a black and white. And I felt like that made it more classy and more
Okay,
luxurious, more high end.
got it.
So
I just, this was things that you could drag and drop over. So
Yeah.
it came with those colors and I kind of went, ooh, it sets it apart nicely. So
yeah,
was
it does
the reason.
separate it, but I would also encourage like cohesiveness across your entire
Right.
website.
Okay,
And then also just any other brand stuff you do. So I would kind of like pick, 3-ish colors.
okay,
Black and white is kind of like a given, or like
Yeah.
a dark gray and white, or tannish
Okay.
kind of, no, more like 2 neutrals and maybe a pop.
okay,
So, yeah. And then, so this one, I feel like, okay. So if you decide to leave this, I would include a call to action at the end of each one of these.
oh, okay,
Just like you have up here.
okay.
And actually they have to hover over that to see it. Do you know if on your phone, if they click it, or does it show up right away?
So on the phone version is completely different because you can't put the anchors in on the phone version. So I don't even have those 4 boxes. I go down to the 4 long boxes.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So,
but I can
Okay.
be called to action on the long boxes.
okay, cool. So yeah, scrolling through this, I do feel like it's a lot and it makes somebody feel super overwhelmed.
Okay,
What I could do, and this is actually how I did it with like my weddings when I was photographing weddings, is like I didn't have so I had multiple different collections and I shifted gears to have like one all-inclusive collection. But before I made that shift, what I had at that investment section is I said, okay, collections include, and then I just like listed it out like a bullet point style. And I listed everything that every collection includes. And then you can put like an optional upgrade for a second session or optional upgrade for hair and makeup. That way it kind of simplifies it in one bullet point list, and
Okay.
it's not so overwhelming.
okay.
So
Well, I could do just one regular session, but I could include the optional upgrades.
yes.
for-
Yes, yes. And
So
then, schedule a time to chat and we'll pick the perfect collection for you, something like that.
Okay,
And
I
that would
could-
simplify it a lot more.
that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
So then I could still keep, because the session fee for all of them is 500.
Yeah, so I would say session fee starts at 500, and then you can say
Okay.
something like prints, products, and digitals are sold separately.
Okay, got it.
So, and that would work just fine.
Perfect.
And then also with this section here, or with this section, and then like this might get reordered a little bit when you reorder everything else, I would
Sure.
encourage an image of the products that you offer.
Yeah, and I
just
do
to-
have that on investment, but I can make sure it's on this page too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And then I love that you have a testimonial right afterwards. If you have a testimonial or like a photo of a client holding products, that's a really good place to put it too.
Okay, great.
Okay, cool. Can you also put links in here?
Yeah, I can.
I would go ahead and say like, head on over to my contact page, like have that as a hyperlink as well.
Okay, can do.
And then portfolio. I'm fine with that. And then
I can send it with the portfolio too.
say what?
I can just send it with the portfolio too.
I mean, I'm not opposed to having extra testimonials. I think testimonials are great.
Okay.
But I would encourage another call to action. So like the last thing
Okay.
on the page needs to be a call to action.
Oh, okay, great.
And then also too, on the footer of every website, I would highly encourage you put your location, like serving
Okay.
this area.
Coordinating.
Helps
Okay.
with SEO. And then also too, like, I cannot tell you how many times like I've been traveling and wanting to hire a photographer and like I can't even find if they're actually in the place where we're going.
Right.
And the other thing too, oh my gosh, I was actually just looking at this the other day. For photographers whose business name is not their actual name, you can't find their name anywhere. And so like you're reaching out to somebody like, but I don't even know your name. Like, I don't know what you look like. I mean, like, you got to tell me your name.
Right.
So I make sure I mean, obviously it's irrelevant for you because your name is your business. But if you,
It's important to note though.
yes, it is. And so like, if you don't have that, like, honestly, it prevented me from reaching out to them. So I would imagine it would do that for other people. So
Yeah.
Erica, any other questions on your website?
If we go through the other people quickly and we circle back and look at more pages, that's great. If not, that's fine. I can
Okay.
just put them one at a time on Facebook.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if we'll have enough time. We've actually, I think there's like 3 other people who want website reviews today. So I don't know.
That's
Today's
fine.
like the website review day, which
Okay,
is totally cool.
That'll work.
Awesome. All right. So Erin, you are up next. Feel free to unmute yourself. So you're saying I'm getting into a wedding photography now, and I'm so excited to start booking my own weddings as a lead photographer. I've gotten a basic wedding website up and signed up for a wedding expo in October. What else do you recommend I start doing in the meantime to increase my visibility and start getting leads and bookings in this new genre? Erin, you want a website review? Is that why you include the link too?
It
Or do you
doesn't,
just,
it doesn't have to be. I think I'm just a little overwhelmed about the in-between, like, because some of the stuff that worked for me with families and newborns doesn't seem relevant in the wedding world. Like, people aren't just gonna, like, I don't know, you can't do mini sessions or whatever. So I think I just got myself on the struggle bus with, like, what's the best plan of action to get the ball rolling? Like, I wasn't sure, like, with weddings, would you say, like, hey, start doing Facebook ads for those straight away? Or, like, I'm doing in person in the fall, but in between now and then.
you mean the what do you call it? The event, right? That's what you meant by in
Yes.
person. Okay.
Yes. But I was like, in between now and then, I mean, I have my social media tag, but I was like, I don't have a ton of work because I don't have my own bookings.
Yeah.
And then the work I've done for other people, I haven't been able to keep, and, like,
So you second shot for others?
yeah, I just
Okay.
haven't gotten to, like, it's kind of gone into the void.
Yeah, no, and yeah, absolutely. Like, if the primary shooter like asks you not to shoot or post or share that, then respect
Well,
that.
and they just, like, I just did it right on their cards and, like, dumped the cards on them afterwards, which was fine. I learned a lot from being there. So I was like, I do have some from the styled shoots that I've done. If I should just start dripping that out on social, or, like, I wasn't sure. I was like, well,
Yes.
Heather, no.
Yeah, I
Tell
have
me
a
what
couple
to do,
ideas.
Heather.
So actually, I love your website. It's beautiful. So I think you did a great job with it. I love this first image. Are you going to any networking events at the moment? Do you have the capacity for that?
Not right now. If it were helpful, I could try. That's part of what I was excited for the expo for too, is, like, to even find local vendors.
Yes.
Then I wasn't sure how to even start approaching that without
Yeah.
being, like, weird about it.
Yes.
But I'm so excited, but then I'm, like, caught up in the overwhelm.
Yes. Okay. So for people who've been around in the program for a while, you've heard me talk about this, but I'm going to say it again because it's so helpful. Networking events are so beneficial, especially for the wedding niche. One in particular is called BNI, or Business Networking International. It's an international organization. You do have to pay to be a part of it, which is good and bad. It's good because you're going to be put in place, like, it's all for, like, local business owners. It's good because that these are serious people who basically the whole idea of this meetup is to meet together once a week and to generate referrals for the other businesses in the room. What I like about BNI specifically is that they only allow one person from each industry into that networking group. So only one photographer would be allowed in that group of, 20, 30, 40. I don't know how, it varies depending on location, or like one wedding, or one particular wedding venue, or one cake decorator, or, DJ. So it's a great way to meet other wedding specific business owners, as well as just other people in the local community. So I would recommend that. The cool thing with BNI is that, like, you don't have to pay to visit. They will allow you up to 3 visits. Okay, I should qualify this. Last time I was a part of it, they allowed up to 3 visits where you didn't have to pay. And, like, because it's such a big organization, chances are in your, area, it's a pretty big area. Like, it's not a small podunk town. They're going to have, like, different BNI meetings that meet, like, Monday morning or Thursday afternoon. So you could have, like, 3 times you can visit the one Monday morning, 3 times the visit, the one on Thursday afternoon. So that's just going to allow you to meet other professionals in your area. At least the one in my area, when I was a part of it, they, like, every time you go, it's every week, and you have to be committed to it. So it's not a wimpy commitment. Like, you have to show up every single week or find a replacement to go in your stead. So it is a big commitment. But every week, everybody gets like, make it like a 2-minute pitch to like stand up and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I'm looking for clients who, are XYZ or who are recently engaged and are looking for a wedding photographer. And so basically everybody in the group, like gets you referrals. And so it's very beneficial. One of my really great friends who was a wedding photographer, she built her wedding business this way, like just by going to B&I groups. So I think that would be very beneficial, and you don't have to wait.
Okay.
You mentioned ads. How do you have an ad budget?
I can honestly, I've been on the struggle bus with ads. I don't feel like I ever hit my stride with the
Okay.
the families and newborns. So I finally pulled it and I actually didn't see any reduction in my bookings or inquiries. So I'm open to trying. I'm happy to like test it out, and if it works, keep on going.
Okay. Have you tapped into your families? Like just asking them if they have any people they know who are getting married, or have you even like made an announcement saying, hey, like, I'm so excited to, you haven't. Okay. You have a lot of past clients. What was it? When was this? When I first started doing, was it seniors? It was either seniors or tweens, or maybe I did it for both. This was like so long ago, I don't remember. But like, I didn't start out as a senior photographer. I actually started out as a wedding photographer. But when I shifted gears and did seniors, was it seniors? I'm fairly certain it was seniors. I actually sent an email out to all of my past clients saying like, hey, I'm so excited to be opening this new, how did I say it? I don't remember exactly how I said it, but basically I was saying, I'm announcing like, I'm doing, this new niche now. I'm so excited. If you know anybody who fits this bill, send them my way. And I actually got, I think it was like my first senior model came from that, like I had no connection to senior. So I would definitely utilize an email list with that, or any other family clients you have. Like, I just kind of like communicate them, let them know like, hey, I'm now photographing weddings. Do you know anybody who's getting married? Chances are, like doing newborns, like they're all young couples. So they might have friends who are still in that, dating / engagement season.
Okay. And then with that, so one of the things is locally, so my family photography business is the St. Pete Family Photographer, because it's just super straightforward. But obviously I couldn't tack weddings onto that because right. So they're very much their own separate everything at the moment. Is it bad to have that crossover then, or it's okay? Like, I don't want to confuse people.
They're still attached with your name. Well, I mean, St. Pete's Family Photographer, they know it's you when they get to that page though, right? I don't think it's bad. I mean, I know people who do boudoir, but like have that as a separate page, separate Instagram, separate everything, because it's more of a, like, they don't want that posting next to a newborn or a family photo on Instagram Reel. It feels like it doesn't fit and it doesn't blend. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the thing to notate is like, hey, are you able and capable of managing 2 different social media feeds and kind of like being present in some fashion, in some consistent basis on both of them? So I think it's more of like, how committed are you to making sure both get the attention, versus like, okay, you have 2, you post on one but never on the other. People are going to think that like you stopped doing that.
Okay. So as long as I'm consistent,
I would say that. I think it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I wouldn't mix it. I mean, because like you're branded as St. Pete Family Photographer. So like, it'd be like you can't, you don't have an option there.
It would be weird. Yeah. Well, and my LLC is Erin Marie Photography, but then I should have thought of it before I legally LLC'd it. So I've DBA'd all the subgroups just to simplify it.
Good.
So I'm all on the up and up, but I can't figure out, like, there's no one umbrella that can hold everything without having issues.
And I think that's okay. I never separated my stuff. So for a season, I was photographing weddings, seniors, and brands. And I was actually honestly doing families too, but I never posted families. I had it all on one page, but I went through promotional periods. So like during engagement season is like when I would really push my, my weddings photos and whatnot. During like the high school senior, like when I wanted to book that was all I posted. So I wasn't like changing it up every single day. It was like, hey, for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be purely focused on this one niche.
Okay.
So that would, well, I still don't think that would apply with the name. So, and then, the other thing I wanted to mention to you that would be really good is that you said were doing stylized sessions. How are those going for you?
Oh, fantastic. They've been loads of fun and I'm getting lots of, like, it's been just so good. I'm learning a ton and meeting great people.
Awesome. How are you getting your models for that?
Honestly, there's just a ton all over Florida. So I've been picking up random ones wherever there's, usually it's if the person's put together one that looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Like wedding coordinators and such. And then I
Okay.
pop to theirs.
Okay. So then are you like the one of many photographers photographing them?
Yeah, but I make sure they're ones where I get creative control over part of the session. So
Good.
then it's not just like I'm shooting next to 12 people and we're all catching the same thing. It's the ones I've done, we've taken turns getting to control the models and set
Okay.
things.
Cool. So like as you do B&I, I mean, if you feel like the need to have more sessions like that, you'll meet people who, have access to venues or, a bridal store owner. Like one time I went to B&I met a bridal store owner. She let me have access to all of her the prom dresses that I was able to use for photo shoots. So like you'll meet people like that. And then like you would be the one organizing it. So you definitely would have more control over things. And that's just a great way to build relationships with other vendors as well. But with that, like if you're organizing one, you could do the model call strategy saying like, hey, we're looking for an engaged couple for this event. And then just be like, have an application to be very specific, ask them if they already have a wedding photographer. And I wouldn't choose the couples that already have them, because ideally the idea of doing something like this is to kind of bring them in and book a wedding collection. And you can do the same thing for engagement photos, just saying, hey, I'm so excited that we're opening up this brand new niche. We're actually looking to build our engagement session portfolio. I am looking for recently engaged couples who would like to have a gift of a session. And then I wouldn't give away everything, just the same way that we teach inside. You give away something and then upsell them to something else.
Okay, so if I go back to the model call strategy section, oh, sorry, that's my dog. If I go back to the model call strategy section, and I think I just need to rewatch it to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
And apply that for engaged couples and
yes.
only take them if they don't already have a wedding photographer lined up.
Correct. Like having a wedding photographer that's not you would disqualify them from being a part of the session. So, yeah. So, and then I believe I'm fairly 95% sure that in the cheat sheet that I provided for the Facebook ads, I do provide an example for engagement sessions, like an engagement session giveaway. Awesome. So check that out.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. This gives me, a lot to start in on.
Good. Any other follow-ups with that?
There probably will be, I'll have a lot of questions once I start the ball rolling.
Tag me in the group and it's good.
This is great.
Good. I'm happy. Okay, let's move on to Sarah. You are up. Sarah is getting ready to launch model call. We're going to keep talking about model calls for newborn sessions. I'm making the landing page now and have a question about Facebook ads. Sarah, just go ahead and unmute yourself and then we can talk through this. Oh, you already are unmuted. So yes. Basically it's reviewing the landing page, but technical issues with the website. So it might not work. And then what was that?
It should work now.
Oh, good. Okay. So let's start there. And then. Awesome. I love that you have that there. Sarah Nicole is looking for 5 newborns with their families for a complimentary photo session. I would put a value of X amount of dollars right up here. Apply for a chance to receive. Anybody else? I feel like I've mentioned this before. It's really hard for me to read the apply here. Is that hard for anybody else? Okay. Lewis is nodding his head. I would either say make the words bigger on that button and bold them, if not change the color.
Okay.
Apply for a chance to receive a complimentary newborn session with a luxury 5x7 print. Now, what you'll get. Okay. So for others on this, is this color hard to read on white backgrounds? I feel like it's a bit too hard. How do I unhighlight this? What do you guys think? Unmute yourself. Is it too difficult to read?
Yeah, it's really too light.
Yeah, I agree. So I feel like I have to squint to read that. So I would definitely change the color of that too, Sarah. And then this is such a pretty, you know, muted teal color. So I definitely want you to keep using it. But just like with the thin lines of the lettering, it's just too hard to read what
Yeah.
you'll get. I'm so
Maybe just
happy.
darken it.
Yeah, a tad, or like what you could do is just like have this a darker gray or a black, and in the box right here, I know it's like a fainted yellow, but turn that into a teal, like a shaded teal color to use more of the teal.
Okay.
Congratulations on your little one. And then with that, these are pretty big paragraphs. So I would either one of two things or both. Number one would be bolding the most important part. So basically 5 openings. That would be super important. They know that's the limiter that's going to create the urgency. So I would bold that for sure. I don't know why it's still staying highlighted here. Sessions and like starting in August, I would actually change this to a bulleted list just to make it easier to read. So you know how like we were talking with Erica's website and having like what the session includes, everything is bulleted, and then like you can still bold some of the bullets. I would reorder that again just to make it easier to read. So you can say, you know, client wardrobe, and then gorgeous. How did the I know you did this before, but how did that donation thing go?
I booked everything that I wanted to book, so it went, I guess it went, I mean, I only 3 bookings, so it wasn't, you know, like I needed a whole lot.
That's
but
awesome.
I didn't like pay for an ad or anything. I just posted every day to Instagram and Facebook. I did pay for an ad for 3 days, but it wasn't really working, so I took it off. But I got my 3 bookings, so I'm happy with that.
That's great. Good for
Yeah.
you. In exchange for modeling, you will receive yeah. So I would also include having this be a bulleted list.
Okay.
And yeah, put the 450 value up at the top too. It includes, so then like basically like the consultation, wardrobe planning, photo session, and then premiere viewing, like that would all be in a bulleted list.
Okay.
Awesome. I would include some, oh, you already do have it. I would include a few more images of what they can purchase, and one that includes a photo. Have you gotten your products yet?
No, I ordered my album, my first album. It's coming in the mail.
Sweet.
But not yet. It's not here yet.
Okay. So yeah, I would just encourage you use some products with an actual photo in it. You might be able to like makeshift like a frame, like using Canva or whatnot, or like a wall gallery using Canva, like a room view. And then like they have that for like shoot and sell apps. So I would encourage something like that just so people can visually see what they could potentially get. This is a lot easier to read. How to register, or I would use the word apply. Keep it all consistent because you've been using the word apply. All inquiries must fill out the application to be considered. That's left for you to do. Do you have, how long does it take you to respond to applications?
It's usually immediately.
I would say then, in that case, since you're pretty quick to respond, I'll say, you know, you'll be notified within 24 hours. So they actually have a time and they can be like on the lookout for it. Okay, so hold on one second. Are you, okay, so you're saying the application has been approved and then you're going to have a call with them and then you'll let them know if they won? Are you going to have a call with anybody who doesn't win? Like, I'm assuming not.
No.
Okay, so I would just basically say, hey, once you hear from me, like that's how you know you won. So it seems kind of like, why would, like, application has been approved, you won, like have the call with them. That means like, hey, like as long as they fit the bill on the call, like say on the call, you know, we'll go ahead and get everything set up.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't keep them waiting, especially if you can book them on that call.
Okay.
And then also with this one, so this, you can't really tell that it's a button. So I would make it, if you're going to keep the yellow, keep this gray, and then definitely make the words here bigger or bolder. This is a lot of information. I would tend to say, because you had a similar page for the dress one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that, I mean, you got the sessions you wanted to. So I would have typically say like, hey, don't include this because it's not, like it's a lot of information. It's not necessary at this point in time, but it's kind of already worked for you.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to include the list of dresses so people could get an idea, okay, what kind of dresses would I be wearing? What can I choose from? Because I know people like to see that, but it is a lot.
It is a lot. Maybe choose your top 3 dresses.
Okay.
And then you can say more dresses will be like more, we have a larger selection available.
Mhm.
And just like, so you're like, it's not overwhelming, because that is a lot of scrolling, and I feel like you'd lose people in the scroll.
Okay.
And then products. Yeah, I would move this up to the top. I would reiterate, like have some sort of a headline down here that's bigger, and just say, what was it? Newborn model call. So apply for your complimentary newborn photo session, and like make it super big, obnoxiously, like they cannot not see it.
Okay.
And then have that call to action be the last thing on the page, just like we talked about with Erica.
Okay. And then if you click apply now, I set up make sure it's working. Okay, it's working. That's the actual application.
Awesome. And then this is something I feel like we reviewed before, because it's very similar to your other one, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
Do you need
pretty
any
much-
reference? Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it if it's already working. And then what are these? This is price list, marketing material, all of that good stuff.
I think so. I kind of forgot what I put. Oh yeah, this was like for the ad, like the creative part for
Yes.
Facebook ad. I don't know if it's gonna work.
So here's the thing with ads. You have to test a lot of creative. Some of my ads that I thought had like the creatives that I just was not happy with. Are there any more ad creatives?
No.
That's the only one. I would kind of make 2 or 3 variations of this first one. And you can do a square. I would even say do like a video of yourself too. Like even like doing it like a reel style, like actually do a reel or like organically, and say like, hey there, mama, I'm looking for 5 newborns who would like to be gifted with a complimentary newborn session. This is what you get, list of things you get. If you're interested, comment, model below, or mama below, something like that. And then like that basically, and then put money behind that. And that's going to generate conversations.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the trouble I'm having is with the Facebook ads. I mean, I learned a little bit about it, but it's still like, I can't like get the little, like the estimated conversion number, like over 0. Like,
What do you mean?
So I'm do the campaign as a leads, and then I'll just show you the conversion location. Okay, how do I
don't think you can share your screen. It's always harder to see it on your phone though. So like, I would not, that's not your phone. I'm sorry, you're not sharing for your phone. Let me make your face bigger. I'll switch to, I'm gonna pin that one. Does everyone see her screen bigger that wants to see it? No, let me see if I can pin you better. I don't know what I'm doing. No, remove pin. Spotlight, I think that's what I needed. Is that better for everybody? A little bit, thank you. Okay.
So I'm under lead, but
Mhm.
then with this, what am I supposed to choose? I mean, I'm assuming website because I'm sending them to a landing page, but it also has a form on my landing page, so I don't know.
Do the website.
Okay, website, and then I can't ever get this.
Wait, scroll up.
To be over 0, like.
Well, that depends on the budget. So like,
like $50 a day.
See, hold on one second. Maximize number of conversions. Good. And then scroll. So you're at $20 a day, and it's not
0.
How big's your audience?
So
if you move your phone to the right, it shows So that
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's over, was that just under 200,000? That's still pretty big.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what like why that's happening or like what.
Well, yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily, okay, so Facebook can be wrong about that. They're just taking a guess. Facebook hasn't been always right when I do that. I still run ads that say, hey, there's 0 conversions with that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point in time. Do you have a specific budget that you are willing to put into ads for this?
Yeah, I don't want to do over 10 a day. Like that's the max at this point.
Okay. So then let me make a recommendation then. And this is not necessarily taught specifically inside the program, but what you could do is it's basically like what I just said. You're running like an engagement ad or like a video view ad. So like you create a series of, I would actually say 2 reels, video content, and you do it posted organically first. Actually, I would say post a couple ones first, and then the ones that get the most amount of organic reach, use those for your ads. And then what you do is when you come into the ads manager, you're going to click the engagement and then like choose, let me see. Let me actually just go ahead and show you guys. Let me pull up my Facebook ads. I'll pull up my dummy account. It's hard to talk about ads unless you have the platform pulled up.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I say this is the quickest way to get a booking is through a conversation. So like why, like the more conversations we can get you to have, the higher chance of you getting people to move in on this option and to book it. Okay, so let me actually share this. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry, going all over the place. All right, so this is my dummy account. So it's not, it doesn't show a whole lot. But basically what I mean is when you, after you create those reels, again, you're just kind of calling out like the model call. You can do different kind of like backgrounds, maybe do one of you walking, maybe, you know, one in your office, maybe one of you holding your kid, like just kind of vary it up a little bit. And then basically you're calling out, you know, new moms. You're saying, hey, we're looking for this for, you know, an upcoming session. It includes these things. If you're interested, comment. And then you just have like a keyword. So it could be comment mama below, and I'll message you. So basically we're trying to get people into Messenger or to have them move into Messenger conversations. So what you want to do is when you click the create ad, you'll do the engagement one. And we're going to optimize. Well, honestly, you could do it for a couple of them for, I'll just give you one for now. So we'll go ahead and create that. Then, yeah, none of that's going to be on. This is where you can use the same targeting, but basically what you want to do is, yeah, messaging apps right here. But when I do this, I like to stick it all with, oh, this is my dummy account. So it's not letting, I don't have this one all connect. Wait, there we go. I do have it connected. I didn't realize that. So when I do this, I like to stick with just Instagram. Because more of my audience, it's easier for me to have conversations with my audience in Instagram versus in WhatsApp or Messenger. You could click all of those if that's where your audience is. If not, I would just kind of pick one just for simplicity's sake. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so they're going to click the message and then they're going to message you a keyword. That then means that you will have to manually go in and like check your messages. Definitely check like the other folder. And actually, I believe if you're running it as an ad, it's going to show up in your Instagram as like, hey, this is a message from your ad. And then like you basically say, hey, like I saw that you were interested in my newborn session. I'd love, you know, I'd love to tell you more about it, or like tell me more about you. So you're basically creating a conversation and then you can send them the landing page link in that DM. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what I would do here is actually do $5 a day.
Okay.
And then you actually have 2 reels. So each are at $5. And then go do that for a couple of days.
Okay.
And then let me just run through this again. I don't think anything else is different. Oh, because you're going to post these organically first, what you're going to do is when it says ad setup, you're going to say use existing post. And then you're just going to click on that. And then it says select post. And then it's going to pull up everything that you've posted. You're just going to click on, okay, Instagram, if that's where you did it, and then just scroll until you find the actual reel, which it should be one of the first ones. And you just click on that and then hit continue, and then it'll pull that one in.
Okay. So what if I don't want to do a video? Or I mean, what am I supposed to say if I do reels for an ad?
So, oh, Sarah, video is one of the best way. Like, people do business with people. They have to see your face.
Mhm.
What you could do is test this. So actually have a reel of maybe of you editing, like set up your phone just on the side of your computer and have a reel of you editing a beautiful newborn picture. And then like you just add like the words on it to say, hey, would you like to win a complimentary newborn session? Read, oh no, you can't. I don't know if that will show up. No, that should show up. No, because if it's a reel, because no, I guess you could do a reel. You'll just have to put all the things on. So, gosh, I don't know if I have any. So you guys have seen those videos where it has like the words, right?
Mhm.
Erica's nodding yes. Oh, you're muted.
Those are fun to do once you get the hang of it.
Yes.
So yeah, even like do a few just on your normal page, like play with it before you put it on your business page.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So like you could do like a behind the scenes video, or if you have somebody, or even honestly, if your husband takes a video of you, and like this is like 60 seconds, like not a whole long time at all, but you actually taking pictures of your baby and like setting them up, and like just it's basically showing you as a photographer, and you can just like have that done this afternoon or within the next day or so if you don't already have one from a previous session. And then you have that reel with it's like words, and then or you could do like one behind the scenes of you editing a picture, a beautiful like one of your favorite newborn pictures, and then like words on like pop up on that with like, hey, comment or message me keyword below to get more information. So that could be an option, but I still want to challenge you to be on camera too. And then the benefit of that is like you can test and see, okay, which reel did better. So do $5 with the one where it's no face, behind the scenes, or an edited video, or like you editing, and then like $5 which is face to camera where you're just talking and it's going to feel awkward. You're not going to like it. I do a lot of these and I still don't like it. But they work. That's the thing. You'll like it more or you'll hate it less when you start to see that it's like resonating with your audience and it gets more people coming to you. So sometimes in marketing, guys, we have to do what we don't like to do to get the bookings that we want to get.
Do you like pre-write what you're gonna say and like
Yes.
right?
Because I am just one of those people that I can't wing it. Like I can't. And if you wanted to do that, and actually I do, there is an app called Teleprompter. So I'll show you what it looks like. It is, I actually don't know if it's free, but whoa, you can hold on. It's called Teleprompter. Wait, you're pinned. Hold on. Remove spotlight. I don't know if you guys can all see me now. Can you see it? Right there. Okay, hold on. All right, you know what? It's not working, but it's called Teleprompter. But I have a whole list of scripts in there, but basically you just copy and paste your script in there. And then like I wish I could, I don't know how to turn off when Zoom did that new update. Oh, wait, hold on. That's it. That's easy enough. Let me show you this. I thought it was all difficult. Right here. That is the app. And then if I click on it, you can see all of my scripts. And then, so if you click on one, it's going to pop up. Here, we'll do this one. So it has the face and then like it just rolls. I'll go ahead. You can like choose the speed and then you just hit start and it just scrolls through and then you read it.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Yes. So that is what I use. So I record it in Teleprompter, save it to my phone, and then I'll bring it into Instagram. And then like do a nice little filter because those are helpful. Erica knows what it's about. Yeah.
I've been memorizing my scripts and that's hard to do. I didn't know about the teleprompter, so that's great.
Yeah. And then with even the script one, I would still choose the captions on your reel too, to like have them show up because not everybody's going to have the sound up on their phone.
Okay.
So I'm going to push you to do it yourself. It's going to feel awkward and that's okay.
Okay.
Any questions, any other questions about that? I know I reviewed your pricing already.
Yeah.
So
So you think I should go with the engagement type of
Yeah.
campaign for now?
Well,
Okay.
with the budget you have, I think you'll get more leads that way. And here's the thing too, Facebook, so it's easier. Okay, it's an easier ask when you are targeting a cold audience, it's an easier ask for them to just watch 30 or 60, 90 seconds of a video versus putting in their email.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And then with Facebook, it can track everybody who watches your video. So like you're not going to lose any of that data. We can remarket to them to like get on your email list later.
Right.
But because you didn't want to spend more than $10 a day, I think that would be the wiser use of your budget.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. You good?
And then, yeah, about the audiences. So, how targeted should I try to be for this?
What was your targeting for you? You had just under 200,000. What
Yeah.
was the targeting? So I would just say, honestly, I would keep it broad, like women in your area, and like target isn't Facebook have like a new moms? I never targeted with that particular setting, but
They have
like expecting or like expecting one, or like people who've liked the isn't there like a new, I mean, if you just put in the little bar for detailed targeting, like something like newborns or new moms, I would pick like one of those things, not a whole lot, because it's like a location based ad, and see what it does to your audience size.
Okay.
So you good?
Great. Yes. I'm good.
Awesome. All right, cool. Then let's go ahead and move on to the next question. And we are question number 4. Luis, you are up, my friend. At what pace would you advise newbies to go through the training material so as to not lose focus and get the most value from the investments in ourselves? Oh, such a great question. You want to unmute yourself? You still on? I haven't seen your face. Where'd it go? Oh, I think you popped off. Bummer. Okay, so this is a great question. How many of us have ever like invested in a program and then life got crazy and then we were not able to fully take part of it in the way that we thought? Like, I know I've done that. So I would say, like, for this particular program, I like to break out each phase by about 2-ish weeks. I think that is a good chunk of time. And it's not to say you have to implement every single thing in that phase. It kind of all depends on where you're at now. So for example, the marketing phase is the longest phase. And depending on where you're at in your business, you might not be ready for building out an email list or, doing a Facebook ad right now. So it's not like you have to do those, complete those trains at this point in time. If you're kind of just on the base level, just trying to get started, versus like on the other end, if you've been in business for a couple of years and you're ready for that more advanced marketing strategies, then that would be where your focus is. But I like to say 2-ish weeks. One of the things that I do, and I literally just did this yesterday, I've been in a program since November. Haven't really watched much of the lesson, and the videos are super long. And so like, it's not like, oh yeah, I can, knock off this video in like 10 minutes. It's like, no, that's like an hour and 49 minutes. Like, I don't have an hour and 49 minutes. Like, that's a long time. So I do 2 things. Number 1, I will listen to the video on, I'll change the speed setting in video to be like 1.5 or 2x, depending on who the speaker is, because like sometimes people just talk slow. I feel like I speak fast, so I would probably sound super weird at 2x speed, but maybe 1.5x, and that way the videos go faster. Or there's also like, hey, you don't have to listen to the entire video or the entire training at one sitting. Like, you can pause it. Just notate, hey, like I paused at the 22-minute mark, and that's where I'm going to pick up, the next day. The other thing that I would recommend in tandem to that is just kind of like, what can you commit to every single day? And that, okay, like, can you commit to just 15 minutes of watching a video? Like, and just do it in 15-minute chunks every single day. So like, I haven't necessarily done this for business per se, but I do this in other areas of my life where like, I want to start something new, but I'm like, I can't devote that much time to it. So I am going to dedicate, 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day to this one task. Perfect example of this is like, I want to read more. I used to love reading. I love reading. Don't have as much time to do it as much as I'd like to. But every, like, one of my things that I have on my list is to read for 10 minutes before I do any like TV watching, or before I do like before I go to bed, like I'm scheduling, okay, I'm just doing 10 minutes of reading because that's something that I want to do more of. So I think if we change our perspective too, and just like, hey, like I'm just going to dedicate 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever you can every single day, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday to work on this and like block that off, that will help a whole lot. And then also too, is just to realize like, you're not going to ever lose access to the trainings. It's not like this is like, if you can't get it done in the next, 2 months, it vanishes. That's not the case at all. There are times where like, hey, you're going to focus in on maybe, 1 or 2 areas right now, really nail that down. And then in 6 months later, you can get right back in the program and learn about Facebook ads or learn about email lists. So you don't have to get it all done right away. I think it's more of a matter of just choosing, okay, how much time can I commit to this every single day? And then it can be small. It's okay if it's small. You go far if you take consistent small actions every single day. So, sound good?
A lot of your stuff too is really easy to listen to and not have to watch. And so I will just, if there's something I know I'm going to start to work on, I'll start listening a few days in advance. And so then there's parts that you have to watch, and I'll pause it on my phone and then just because I'll be doing whatever, running around, whatever I'm doing, listening to you, and then I'll pause it and say, watch, 15 minutes.
Perfect.
Things like that. So that might help some people too, because sometimes you have to multitask.
Yeah, and I multitask too. And that's a great point. So thank you for sharing that. Like, I mean, there have been so many times where like I'll be making dinner and I'm just listening to like a training in my phone while I'm making dinner, and that works too. All right. So it's such a bummer because Lewis was the one who hopped off like literally 2 seconds before I went to his question. And he has 2 questions. All right. So his last question here was taking a look at his website. He was OCD, making it look perfect, got frustrated and had to pull away from making updates. I don't have pricing because that's been a pain point for me, communicating with clients, resisting client lowballing, and offer any advice and critique on making it more appealing and inviting to clients to look at my work and what I can bring to the table. Also, what services, okay, I'm gonna do one question at a time. We'll come back to that other one. Oh, no, actually that's an easy one. What services do you suggest using for clients? Wix's website, HoneyBook for client management, PixieSet for galleries. I would recommend Calendly. I use Calendly every single day in my business just for scheduling calls. It's been super helpful. And then maybe not for right now. And also, I'm not sure with HoneyBook might have the ability, but like when you get to the point where you're doing emails, you're going to want to have an email provider. I personally use ConvertKit, have been super happy with them. Does anybody else have any like services that they would add or softwares?
Can I also say his Wix comes with some email options as well, because that's what I've been using.
Perfect. Yeah. And I'm sure HoneyBook has options for email as far as like sending clients contracts or like reminders as well. But like we'll need something for like an actual email blast. But like, again, that doesn't need to be like in the beginning stages of business. Deanna is saying Sprout Studio is helpful for the CRM and client delivery. I've heard great things about Sprout Studio too. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do the website review. And all right. I have to move out all the chat. Beautiful. All right. So right off the bat, I think it's redundant to have your logo here twice. I would say make this logo smaller, and then also like right here, change this logo out to be like a key phrase that would draw in your ideal clients. Let's see. So events and fashion. So actually I'm kind of interested, let's see, services, portraits, events, headshots, fashions. Okay, so you do a lot of different things. So this image right here, it's a beautiful image, but it does, like when I go up to portfolio, it doesn't relate to anything that's in the portfolio section at all. So I'm not sure if this is the best image for the cover, or like, honestly, I'm not sure like which one you want to promote most, whether you want to do more events or fashion, or if you actually want to stick, because on your services page, you put portraits, and that's a cute portrait. Let's see. I would say, oh gosh, I wish you were here because I want to get more clarity on this. Oh, here's a portrait. Okay. So if I just click on portrait or portfolio, it pulls up portraits. That's actually not clear. Portraits doesn't have a drop down. So I wasn't even sure that was a thing, but apparently you do have portraits. So Louise, I would say one of two things. With photographing different niches, obviously somebody who's hiring you for, a portrait of their kiddo is going to be very different from someone hiring for you an event or fashion. So I would say for your homepage, make it like a splash page that's laid out really clearly in the program where and again, I photographed in multiple different niches. So I did this where they would get to the homepage of my website, AKA splash page. And I would have a wedding photos. I'd be like, for brides, click here, a high school senior photo. And be like, high school seniors, click here. And they could kind of choose their own adventure. And then if they clicked on the senior photo, it would just talk about everything about that's applicable to that high school senior. So that would be what I would recommend here, is just having a splash page first. And then if you choose not to, then I would recommend having this image be whatever image that you want to, whatever image that you want to book the most amount of. Other thing, just hovering my mouse over here, I can tell these images have not been renamed. It's a bunch of numbers, dash edited. I would say rename all your images on your website to be, your niche photography in your location, just to help with SEO. And I can't tell with these other ones at all. Services, let's see. Let me see if there was any specific questions. So basically about the pricing, communicating pricing. Let's go ahead and check out the pricing page. Oh gosh, hold on. Where was your website? This is it. Okay. Oh, I don't see pricing listed. So, did I read that wrong? I don't have pricing here. Okay. Because it's been a pain for me communicating with clients, resisting lowballing. So if you're getting a lot of people reaching out to you that are lowballing, you have to have some sort of a pre-qualifier on your website. So having an investment section and just saying, hey, sessions start at X amount. You don't have to share every detail, but that's going to pre-qualify. So if anybody has a budget lower than that, you're not going to waste your time speaking with them. So I do recommend having something on your website about investment. Because honestly, guys, anytime you go to a website, that's also one of the first pages I gravitate towards. Am I the only one? It's I'm on their website and I'm okay, cool. I would immediately see what they charge. And that's what I go to. And if they don't have some sort of information listed about that, and again, it doesn't have to be everything. It's just really it's not helpful for the client or for the potential client. So I would recommend adding a page for that. So Louise, I'm going to want to connect up with you after this because I'm not sure. I wish you were on right now so we could talk about this. But I will tag you in the live video in the Facebook group so we can have a conversation and carry this on. Have there been any other questions that have popped up? I know a few of you guys had to go, but Erica and Aaron, you're still here live. And do you guys have any other questions that have not yet been answered? I can't see your faces because of the Zoom. Oh, and you're muted, Erica.
No.
You're good?
Oh, good.
Awesome. Okay, one last thing that I actually meant to do at the very start is I wanted to call out a particular student and congratulate them. And that's a bummer that I missed this first time. But Kenneth in our group, I don't know if you guys know this, it's in the first section of, or the welcome section of the program, but you guys actually have an opportunity to win awards. And actually Kenneth is our latest award. How do you say that? Latest person who has won awards. So I wanted to show off his awards before I send them in the mail, but this is the first one. He had his very first 1K sale. Let me make myself bigger. This was back in May. And so this is his award right here. It has his name on it. It says his name, 1K Club, and then the date he had it. So I'm going to be mailing that off to him. And then the other award that he is also getting is super cool. This signifies, I don't want to his very first 5K month that he had just June, right? Yeah, he had it just in June. So I wanted to congratulate him on that. And for anybody else, the details on how to get these are in the welcome tab in the group. But basically when you get your first 1K sale, you can apply to get, or not apply, you just, let me know and I'll send you an award. And then when you have your first 5K month, let me know. There's forms to fill out, and then we send you an award for that. So that's super cool to have on hand. So congratulations to Kenneth for that. They will be going in the mail for you this week. And I think that is it. You guys good?
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Well, then I will let you guys go, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Well, my friend, I hope you enjoyed being a fly on the wall as you got a sneak peek into what one of our live clinics are like inside the mentorship. These calls, which again happen multiple times every month, are a place where our students can get personalized feedback, attention, and support on their questions or their struggles that they might be experiencing in business. They can rest assured knowing that myself and our coaches have all built successful and sustainable businesses ourselves. So the answers and the advice we provide actually work. If you're curious to learn how you too can get access to our team of highly trained and successful coaches, receive personalized help and a solid strategy to book 4 to 8 photography clients a month and earn a minimum of $1,000 per portrait sale, apply to join us inside the mentorship by going to www.thebookphotographer.com/apply, or you can just click the link that you see somewhere around this video. Hey friend, before you go, be sure to grab yourself a copy of our ebook called The Becoming Booked Method, a photographer's guide to a fully booked calendar and a profitable business. It is by far the most comprehensive resource that will help you attract and book ideal clients, price your work, and scale your photography business. Head on over to www.thebookedphotographer.com/book or click the link that you see somewhere around this video to grab your very own copy.